Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today to this new episode of Music with Nick. Today we got a banger. Today I'm super excited. This is a video sponsored by GREYBEARD, and man, I'm super excited because I'm gonna do a 26-minute song. Just one song. So there's just a couple of songs that I know that are this long. A couple of are by Dream Theater. Symphony X, I think, has also like 29 minutes. I know there's a lot of progressive bands that, do songs like this, but sometimes they're like in parts and, you have different names in the song, like part 1, and then it kind of like it moves to part 2, A, B, C. No, this is just one song, and as you can see in the title, we got tubular bells. I don't know, I always thought it was tubular, but it's tubular bells. Part 1. We're gonna do part 1 in this video. Mike Oldfield, and I talked a little bit about this with GREYBEARD. He didn't give anything away. The only thing he pretty much said was that Mike was around 18, 20 years old when he composed this, and I looked a little bit on Wikipedia, and he was, I guess, in his teens when he composed this, but I guess he released it when he was 20 years old. And of course, what is this? But that's crazy. That's just a crazy achievement. But I mean, most of the stuff that we listen to on this channel is pretty much done by people in their 20s, like Genesis, Pink Floyd, and they're all they were all very young, releasing like these amazing albums, But yeah, so just really quickly, so I'm gonna be pausing quite a lot. So if you don't like that, please, listen to the song on your, maybe with somebody that doesn't pause. I do want to pause because I want to talk about everything that's going to happen. I can't just keep notes for 26 minutes and then, so every time I hear something that strikes me, I'll pause and talk about it. So yeah, it will be heavily interrupted, just a heads up for people that don't like it. And yeah, I'm just going to go in super blind. I'm not going to look up any facts, or any instruments or anything. I'll do that, I guess, in between, or just figure it out as we go along. So yeah, it's just, very, very, improvise the whole thing. So I do know, of course, and I also just because I did read a little bit here about the song, that it has that part that they used for The Exorcist is in the song. So that's pretty much all I know. That dun, 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 that and I don't, you can't even call this, I guess, just because it's associated with The Exorcist, it's creepy, but I really don't remember it that well, but we'll listen to it. And I know what GREYBEARD was talking about when he mentioned it, but I don't think it's any like scary or anything. It's just, let's see, we'll analyze it. But yeah, so this is from Tubular Bells from 1973. Wow. And then I guess we'll do part 2 someday, But also one thing that GREYBEARD mentioned, that it's now 50 years old, this record. And it's so cool because when I looked up the album, there was the same like bent, like I guess steel, but it was a 50, instead of this. I don't know what sign. I don't know what it means. But yeah, so I guess, let's start. And again, thank you so much, GREYBEARD, for sponsoring this. I really appreciate it. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. I guess I won't need any, yeah, I got everything. I got water, I got coffee. So yeah, so here we go. Mike Oldfield, the first reaction on the channel of Mike Oldfield. I've always wanted to do some And here we go. So, all right, here we go. Thank you so much. Have fun, guys. That bass. Wow, man. It's actually very beautiful. Wow. 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 Okay. Okay, wow. So beautiful. I mean, I guess these two bars, it's like two bars. This bum ba dum bum 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 bum, and then the way he, he uses different chords around, because it's the repetition of this, I don't want to call it just a lick because it's longer than just a lick, it's like, but it's beautiful the way he just right now, because it's been going a while, but the way he even like included some yes sounding guitars, or not yes, but I mean these two harmony guitars, and the before the bass, just playing around this almost like vamp that's going on, but there's so much space for to add more music because it's just a repetitious, yeah, I guess let's call it a lick, for lack of a better. But it's so cool that you can play so much around with this like, adding chords, different voicings and stuff. And I love how he pans it around the keyboard. It's so good. I mean, for such a young man, doing something so massive, it's pretty incredible, And then I think he also plays all the instruments. It says here on the Spotify, there's a little link with always gives a little bit of information, but it doesn't really say wow. And it sold 16 million copies. Imagine you come up with this one thing. And it's so crazy because it doesn't sound scary at all. I mean, yes, it sounds a little, maybe if you put it in a different context, with those images, maybe it could be, but I think it sounds beautiful, wow. Yeah. So, we're 4 minutes in, and this is just like already like, if it was only that and it would now stop, it would be like, wow, beautiful. But I can't even imagine where this is going to go. Let's keep going. We got 22 more minutes of music in this opus, so let's continue. Nylon string guitars, beautiful. Those bells. love that it's so many pieces, and I can only imagine, like, although I can't really imagine how he did it without the technology that we have. I guess, I don't know, since the 2000s or maybe the mid 90s, like Pro Tools, where you play your instrument and you just stack them, you know. You can do it now from your home pretty much, you know. But I love that there's these strings, and then there's electric guitar, distorted stuff. I've been, like, the last weekend I was playing around with this new program that I just discovered that I had in my studio, and it's pretty much, you know, you have the flutes from Strawberry Fields, or, you know, but it's on a keyboard, and it sounds literally like I would be playing the recorder here, you know, and all sorts of like keyboards. But the cool thing is, you see in a picture how this thing actually looked, the original. You know, I'm just emulating it here, but it's just, I mean, that's why guys like Tomita, you know, Isao Tomita, or you know, Vangelis, they had like an entire house built around them with different keyboards, because they didn't have the technology, you know, that's everything is just on a screen, and and with one click of a button it changes the whole, you know. It was still, the hardware was still, you know, you had to have all these keyboards, you know, around you to be able to play all these different sounds and stuff. So it's, and then now to get everything on tape and then sound in sync and be in time, that's just, oh my god, you know. That's when you say, yeah, they deserve, you know, the money they made, you know, because it was so difficult. But man, I love how this is very, you know, it's very minimalistic sometimes, and it's a lot of layers and layers, and I love to do that myself, you know, just take two chords and just add layers and layers of music on top of it. But I'm not saying it's minimalistic, it's just like some parts are very simple, but it gives you that, you know, opportunity to just build on top, and then it just sounds like incredible. But I love how he's moving along and just exploring all these different styles. So here was another change, so let's listen to that again. That's what I'm saying. Build up. See, like he was like doing these chords, and on top he was doing these like that piano like sprinkle of doodly 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 doodly, and then he keeps the doodly doodly doodle, and now it's like da 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 dee, da. He took another melody instead of the chords. That's so genius. I love that moving forward with, you know, you put an idea and then you run with that idea. And then the idea, I mean, you have something and you put something on top, right? And then you take down what you had, and what you have here is now the main theme. And now you put on something under it or above it. You know, it's so good. It's such a cool way of composing. You know, it sounds, and this sounds very like, let's see. Wow. The theme again. Wow. This was just wonderful. Bum, bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum. And the harmony. Bum, bum, ba-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I, you know, I can't sing it, of course, but so good. I mean, he's so creative. And this is, I mean, the year, you know, of Dark Side of the Moon, A Trick of the Tail, you know, I mean, there was so much good music in 1973. I mean, what else do we have? Ugh, ridiculous. I mean, yeah, literally, Dark Side of the Moon, and then Stevie Wonder, Inner Visions, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Quadrophenia, The Who. I mean, how would you even like? How did you do anything? Band on the Run, Catch a Fire, Call Me, Let's Get It On, Marvin Gaye. You know, Houses of the Holy, Jesus, Tubular Bells. Yeah, I mean, how did you do anything this year? But all these amazing releases. Let's keep going. So I love how he went full distortion here. Let's see. Okay, 1 second. Wow, okay. Just a second. Man, I mean, this is crazy. So I'm reading more facts now. Like, so this was recorded on an Ampex 2, the Ampex 2-inch 16-track tape recorder. So this was all done with tape and then with a Dolby noise reduction system. Now, it says here, so Oldfield had Virgin Hire instruments, including guitar, keyboards, and percussion instruments. So he was just like renting this stuff. And then what's crazy here, because there's so much to read about this, but it says here, Oldfield played the majority of the instruments as a series of overdubs, and which I guess back then, which was an uncommon recording technique at the time. In total, 274 overdubs were made and an estimated 2,000 punch-ins. Wow. Imagine 274 times he kind of like overdubbed his music. Oh man, but this is amazing, this piece here. I mean, he's a really good guitar player, really, you know, he knows how to hook you in with these, you know, like here. That background. It's also all him, the bass. All the different effects on the instrument. Ooh. Palm muting. Some Aldi Meola vibes here. So good. I love that he's, you know, harmonizing in thirds. What a catchy freaking lick. The chords underneath is so good. he laid this melody on top of this riff.
Read and pipe.
Fucking genius.
Wow.
Glockenspiel.
Bass guitar. Double speed guitar. Two slightly distorted guitars.
Adding the layers.
Mandolin. Spanish guitar and introducing acoustic guitar. Plus tubular bells.
Beautiful. Classic guitar here. crazy. That was so. Oh, what was that? I don't know, but that was amazing. I mean, and there's so much information about this song. I mean, the reissues, you know, and there was just a 2024 reissue, which I can't wait to listen to. But it's been reissued in 75, 78, 81, 83, 2000, 2001. And even there was some release, you know, things that they were giving away the song, 2 million free copies. I think with a British newspaper in 2007. And I don't think he was really happy about that. But I mean, again, you know, it sold very, very well in the UK and worldwide 15 million. But it's, as of July 2016, it was the 42nd best-selling album. But I mean, you also have to think of all the album, not just like this side one, which basically, oh, it's called Opus 1, and I said it's magnum opus. But I mean, this is crazy. I mean, can you imagine for a person in their 20s to release this as their first, they're basically their, you know, debut? What are people like even gonna think, you know? It says here, Tubular Bells is the debut studio album by British musician Mike Oldfield, released on May 25th, 73, as the first album on Virgin Records. It says it compromises two mostly instrumental tracks. Oldfield, who was 19 years old when it was recorded, played almost all the instruments. Wow, that's just, yeah, you know, that's like. And then he released in 75 the orchestral version. Man, I can't wait. This was great, man. This was so good. I mean, so many good ideas. But yeah, the way he wrote this was just so genius, because it's something that was so unconventional, like the overdubbing of themes and then putting something over. And then I think my favorite obviously was, I mean, I love how he took the idea from the Exorcist theme, you know, just because it's such an iconic theme, but how he played around with that, you know, putting bass lines under it, or over it, and then different chord voicings, and, you know, and then I think my second favorite part was that, and then how he moved around, you know, that riff, and then how he put that beautiful theme on top of it, that bum ba-da-dum bum 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 ba-dum. I love that you can also, it's very clever, because after such, there's so many musical hooks in there that it's memorize, you know, you can memorize it even after listening to it just once, because it is 26 minutes of music, and there's a lot of repetition here, but it's also, since it's good music, I feel like then you can hum it, you know, instead of just like playing hundreds and hundreds of parts. No, he kept it, you know, simple, but he kept it memorable, you know. So yeah, and I do those 26 minutes, like, it felt like maybe 10 minutes. I wouldn't mind if this would have gone on, you know, another 20 minutes, because it was just so interesting and so flawless, you know. There was never a section that was like, okay, that was kind of like not necessary. It was all perfect, the way it would move from one section to the other. Always was very seamless and very natural, you know. There's never any clashes or anything. There's never any kind of like, oh, okay, that was kind of weird. Everything sounded beautifully, and, you know, was very melodic and harmonious, you know. So Yeah. I'm just blown away by this man. I mean, and he's now in his 70s, so he can be proud that, I mean, I'm sure he has done some incredible music that I would love to, you know. That's like the thing now. Oh God, like, you know, to let's see how many albums are here on Spotify. Oh, like, yeah, I guess about 20. But yeah, it's crazy how good this was. It's so good, so good, and and I'm so happy that he was so successful so soon in life. You know, so young, and then he could just do more and more. And we kind of cool to see this live. You know, like I don't know how many musicians would be playing, but that would be cool to react to. You know, like a live version of this, maybe with Alexia. But I mean, this is the one. You know, this is the one that you have to listen to first. I would love her to hear this first, you know, the original, and then maybe move on to something live and add orchestra and stuff. But yeah, I mean, there was already so much orchestration in here, and the overdubbing, you know, the overdubbing, I guess, you know, even, I don't know if he was one of the first ones to do it, but man, I mean, in this quantity, you know. But yeah, now I can obviously read a lot of stuff, and but yeah, this was, I guess, you know, the beginning of new age. But yeah, it's under progressive rock, instrumental rock. That's my jam, you know. That's the music that I listen to. I don't need any, and even the singing was really cool. But yeah, I'm happy, you know, with music that's instrumental music. That's my gig, you know. That's my where I'm at home, you know. Like I do love. Don't get me wrong. I love singing and I love lyrics, but if I had to listen to instrumental music for the rest of my life, I'm happy. You know, I'm happy. This was so good. Thank you so much, Greybeard. So we're almost at 50 minutes. I thought I was gonna um do a shorter video, but hey, you know, there's a lot to talk about here. It's beautiful. I could keep going. I wish this was live so I could just like talk about this with you guys, but this was beautiful. I can't wait to maybe do the next part. And I'm sure it's gonna be as good, or at least um yeah, at least as good. You know, this was beautiful. Thank you so much, Greybeard, for suggesting this. This was an amazing idea. Can't wait to do more. Thank you so much. Let me know, guys, when did you hear this? What did you think the first time you heard this? Did you like it? Was it as, you know, it was, I think it was very catchy. There were a lot of hooks that are just like now humming in my head, you know, they're just like playing in my head. But yeah, I could listen to this, you know, over and over again because it was just so easy to listen to. And there was a lot of really good ideas and music in there, you know, like just very relaxing and just beautiful stuff, you know. And I can't wait to dive into more Mike Oldfield. Thank you so much again, Greybeard. Thank you. And let me know, guys, what you think. The comment section, please. I want that full to the comment as much as you can. I just, you know, let me know what you thought. What did you fall in love with this? And have you ever seen him live? All that good stuff. Again, thank you so much. And I'll see you all in the next one.